Ahoy friends, welcome to Building the Alpha Dory. I'm Dan and this is a project to build a Chamberlain racing Dory from John Gardner's The Dory book. Illustrations by Sam Manning. Today we're going to be out in the shop and we are fitting the oarlocks and sockets to the boat. Alright, let's get out there and get to it. Alright, so it's the day after launch day, and we're here in the shop fitting the rest of the oarlocks and sockets. And we've actually got the oarlocks that we put in for the launch out, where we hit those with a coat of penetrol. And yeah, so the next thing is to fit the other two sets. So Pike's already marked off the spot where the oarlocks are going to go, and the way we did that was just with the square up against the seat, and then we're 12 inches back from the edge of the seat, from the front of the seat edge, or I guess it's the back of the seat edge depending on which way you're looking at it. And then 2 inches in from the inside of the rail, and that's sort of an arbitrary measurement, but I'm just trying to set the oarlocks a little bit to the outside so that if you're digging deep with the oars, you're not going to be rubbing on the gunnel. It's not going to pop your oar out of the socket. And these seem to be positioned pretty good, so we're just going to go with that spot for the other two sets. Alright, so we've got the spot marked. Now, I don't know what I should have done here, but there's definitely ring nails along this rail that come in, so I'm basically hoping that we don't hit a ring nail when we go through here, but they are just bronze, so who knows, maybe this spade bit will be able to cut through one.
Good, no ring nail.
No ring nail.
That's one.
Yeah. And so, I just got 6 more to go, like 5 more to go like that, and we're good. Alright, and we're back here on this side. So you can see we're well clear of where the stays are going to be, so the oars aren't going to be interfering with the stays. Oh, nail. Trying to see if I can tell where it is. Oh, it's right there.
Use the saber saw to cut it out.
Yeah, well, not sure. I think I'm going to use a drill to drill it out, but yeah. Alright, so we hit a ring nail. Alright, so I'll swap out we'll see what happens with the next 2 holes. Swap out the spade bit for the metal bit. And then we'll go right through where the ring nail is. And hopefully that'll clear the way for the rest of the... Wow, we're right on the edge there. I wonder if I have a metal bit for for the saber saw.
Hacksaw blade and saber saw.
Yeah, I wonder if I got a metal blade for that saber saw.
Which way's the nail going?
This way, right on the edge. You know what? I think I'll be able to take it out with a file, with the circular file. I'll just finish the hole with this. Yeah, I don't know if you want that to be a project for you, Pike. There's
Got a rat tail.
there's that circular file in that. You see it there? Yeah, if you come over here, you can probably go at that. I don't think it'll take too much to clean that up out of there.
I can do a hand file.
And I'll be, I can start drilling the other, I can start drilling the other, see where it is over on that side there?
I can see it.
Yeah, okay. I think the spade bit bent it pretty good as it was going in. Actually, while you're at it, that's sort of the dimension that you're trying to get to eventually. See how it fits, maybe. So we only hit one nail on the six Oarlocks. Ike's working on that ring nail. I'm gonna snag some of this penetrol. It's a sealer brushing thinner, anti-rust, and I'm gonna saturate the wood where the Oarlock sockets are going through. This will just help seal it and also keep the Oarlock sockets from rusting in the future. And you'll want to go back and hit all the galvanized fastenings like once every other season or whatever, or when you get the chance. In the spring when you're commissioning. So we're doing this with all the sockets and all of the bolts that are going in to hold the sockets in place. I'm just splashing it around in there, and then I'll just wipe off any excess. Make it look pretty. But the big thing is to make sure you get enough in there to get a good saturation of the wood. Good? Coming out?
Well, make sure you don't. It affects the paint, Dan. I noticed on the floorboard, they can still. I was painting on the floorboard. A little drip there. I could still see it after I wiped it up.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's oil based, and the stuff on the floorboards, the cuprous oxide stuff is water based. So I wonder if maybe that's got something to do with it. Did it take the copper off, like the copper color, the green?
No, it's just a mild stain. You can
Okay. Yeah, it's.
see it right there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because that copper cuprous oxide is water based, so maybe that's why, it oil stained the wood. You can oil over that pipe. If you wanted to oil those floorboards, once that cuprous oxide is dried, you can put a oil based. You could put linseed oil or whatever right over
I
it.
like the cuprous oxide.
Okay. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's got a nice sort of patina to it or whatever.
Probably drive that thing down now.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, as long as you can get it in. Is it hitting the nail still, you think, or?
Well, the wood drill didn't go all the way through, so.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is if you think it got cleaned out, I could try and run the spade bit down through there, as long as I'm not going to hit the bronze again. Like if it's just wood that you need to clean out of there. The one thing I don't want to do is like try and drive that in if it's up against the nail, because it'll split out the wood behind it. Is the only fear there. Okay, here you go.
Sorry.
I almost wonder if it would make any sense to go the next size drill bigger on some of these, but that one's coming down tight.
These have been painted, you put in, right?
Yeah, this one and this one have. I'm not sure about that one there. That was a test fit one, right? Does that one need some penetrable?
Oh, that's the one with the
With the nail.
nail, yeah.
Here's the penetrol if you want to give it a splash, and you can coat the inside of the drilled hole as well. Let's see, there should be one more socket around. There it is. Right there.
This needs holes for the bolts.
Yeah, once you get it lined up exactly how we want it, you know,
Right.
on the
Right.
in line with the shear, then we'll drill with that. Yeah, we've got good proper fish boat galvanized Oarlocks for this. None of these froofy bronze Oarlocks, these highfalutin yacht Oarlocks. This is an actual working Dory.
Well, I don't know about that.
Working Dory heritage, let's call it that. It's great. The Alpha in the Marblehead Historical Society has an actual cast iron door deadbolt that holds the center board down in place. It's just screwed onto the top of the center board box about here, and then you put the handle down, which has a hole in it, and then the deadbolt goes through. You know, it's just like any old house deadbolt. Alright, so we've got all of the Oarlock sockets hammered down, and like I was saying, we've already drilled for these ones because we were using this, we were rowing it yesterday on launch day. So now what we've got to do is drill for the carriage bolts that are holding these other sockets in place. Actually, I need to take a little off this socket, clean it up. Okay, so once we've got the this one here was the one where Pike filed the nail out of the way. So once we've got these down, we want to sight along them and just look to see that they're in line with the shear of the boat. So you want them to go front to back along the rail. You don't want to just face them straight stem to stern because they'll be funny, you know, like off the shape of the rail. So then just take so we're using 1/4-inch bolts.
See the driver there, lad?
Yeah, right here. Actually, the end's gone off it. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's on the, there you go. So, and when you drill down through the metal, you know, if there's a bit of galvanizing that's encroached on the fitting or whatever to keep the bolt to go through, the drill will clear that out too. So it's sort of a win-win there. And it looks like this one's well lined up, so we'll go ahead and drill this one. Yeah, I don't want to get obsessive about it. I mean, it looks good. I just went through another ring nail with that one. It's not a big deal with the bolts. Okay, so then the next thing is I'll take the bolt, nut, and washer, give it a quick coat with the penetrol again. And in it goes. Do you have the driver there, Pike? Thank you, sir. And then, yeah, washer and then nut. And that's rock solid. You know, these sockets take a lot of pressure during rowing. You know, they've got to basically hold the oarlock. It's more or less this, you know, what an engine bed is doing. It's transferring the power from the motor to the hull of the boat. So these sockets take a lot of torque, a lot of pressure when you're rowing. So you definitely got to have them bulletproof. And these bolts will do that. The bolts with the washer and nut, those aren't going anywhere.
Okay, you haven't drilled these yet, Dan.
No, those still need to, yeah, so.
Go over the other side.
And the nice thing about, like I was saying, drilling them with the socket in place is you're absolutely certain to get the holes lined up the way you want them, because you're literally drilling right through the socket as well as the rail. And it's clearing any galvanizing that happened to encroach into the bolt hole on the socket as well. You know, so you gotta really cinch those down. And you see that's not going anywhere. You pretty much have to tear the rail off to get that socket off there. Here's the driver pike if you need it. So then the last thing you want to do before you go rowing is check your oarlocks and make sure there's no burrs or anything on the locks themselves. You know, if they're used locks, they'll have been worn smooth by the oars already. But if they're brand new, they could definitely have some little rough spots where the galvanizing went on and whatnot. And that's partly what the oar leathers do, but you definitely want a nice smooth socket to pull against. So smooth horns to pull against. I've got a file that I can use to smooth out the inside of those horns. Alright, so cleaning up these Oarlock horns, we'll fire up old Bessie here. And so the first thing I like to do is take off any burrs that are on the shank. Now let's see how that. So it's still a little stiff there. So what we want to do is take off a little bit more. Actually, it's not so bad at this point. Yeah, right there. So that's right at the top of the shank. So we want to take a little bit more off there. That's good. And there's a fair amount of friction there. There's a fair amount of movement there when you're rowing, so that will actually make itself a perfect fit eventually. You don't want to take too much off either. So next thing we'll do is clean out the inside of the horn there, smooth that up a bit.
That's the driver did. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by Building the Alpha, Dory. A massive thank you to everyone who's liked, subscribed, and contributed to the channel. And a big thank you to everyone who showed up for the launch day. It was a huge success and just a wonderful time on the water. I look forward to seeing everybody next episode. God bless, and hopefully see you out on the water sometime soon.